A recent report I wrote stated that a quarter of the UK population will rent by 2021. A quarter of the population. 25% of people will be in rental within 2 years' time. That's crazy. Now, I'm somebody who rented for a number of years. Myself personally, I lived in shared houses. I was renting only 4 years ago. And then in the last 4 years, I've moved through my property journey, built up my own portfolio, and bought my own home. But the first 3 homes I lived in, I actually had on rent to buy. And one of the strategies that I teach on my No Money Down training at Progressive is all about rent to buy and making a tenant buyer. So if you're currently in rental, or if you know people who are in rental but you want to help them get on the property market, then tenant buyers, rent to own, is a brilliant strategy to help people or help yourself either move onto or move up the property ladder. So for me, having been on both sides of the rental side and the purchase side, rental is great. Yes, you can move around. I went for something to eat before this podcast, and I was sitting in a restaurant, and there was 3 people I overheard having a conversation. And one lady was talking to her friends about them trying to sell their home at the moment because she wanted to sell their property to fund her marriage, to fund her wedding. Now, for me, sitting there, I was thinking, oh my God, you're going to sell your house to fund your wedding? This is crazy. But the conversation went on and I kept listening. And what she said next scared me even more. She said that one of her friends asked her, did she consider renting the house out? Because they hadn't found a buyer yet. And she said, yes, we looked at renting it. But the problem with renting and having tenants is they'll probably ring up someday and say the washing machine is broken and we'll need to fix it, or that there's a problem with the boiler. And that's just way too much hassle. Now, I'm sitting there as an investor thinking the rental income, the money you can make from rental income will pay for 10 washing machines, will fix 3 boilers, will put a new boiler in, and you're saying it's way too much hassle? So you're going to sell the one asset that you have, your property. You've been lucky enough to get onto the property ladder, and you're going to sell that property so that you can move back into rental to fund your wedding? Find another way to fund your wedding. Take out a loan if you have to. Take out a credit card, but keep the asset, keep the property. So it scares me that the mentality of the younger generation is that rental is a good thing. Rental may be a good thing to move around, but it's not a good thing to build your wealth. If you want to build your wealth through property, then you need to be buying property. Whether it's securing the property today and buying it later with strategies like lease options or tenant buyers, but you do need to be securing property for your long-term legacy.